Randy Orton has had his share of dark, backstage moments, but only a few people know the true extent of Orton's lack of professionalism. No other wrestler has had more scandals and crossed more boundaries than Orton. Fans love him for the RKO and his distinct charisma, but behind the scenes, he was often aggressive and arrogant. From prison time to drug abuse, from theft to sexual affairs, in this documentary, we will shed some light on the dark side of Randy Orton. Randy Orton grew up in Florissant, Missouri, as a rebel, a bad boy. At Hazelwood High School, he would bully his classmates and get into fights, which he more often than not would win. Randy's teachers had a hard time setting boundaries for him. His aggressive behavior and cocky attitude earned him a reputation as the school's problem child. On the other hand, there was a unique charm about his confidence that made him irresistible to girls. Randy's wrestling DNA first showed when he started training as an amateur in high school. His father, Bob Orton, used to wrestle in the 1970s and 80s. His grandfather, Bob Sr., is also considered a legend in the sport. After his graduation in 1998, Randy felt directionless. He and his friends would drive around, getting wasted, shooting empty beer cans in the woods, then heading to bars for more drinks, playing pool, and picking up women. 2 years went by like that before Randy grew tired of the same bars, drinks, and women every night. Something was missing in his life. He needed a challenge. At 18, Orton joined the Marines and left his hometown and many girlfriends behind. When his mother asked him why, he replied, "Because I like weapons." He enlisted for 4 years, but after the first days of boot camp, Orton reached his limits. Not physically, but socially. His arrogance soon annoyed the other recruits, and his short temper led to regular fights. Unlike high school, the future Marines were a different caliber, and some beat him badly. Later, Orton claimed he was bullied and mistreated by the Marines. The training itself was no walk in the park either. The drill instructors were very rough on him. It was during this time that Orton learned something about himself that school could never teach him. He wasn't brave enough to die for his country. As he later admitted, all he wanted was out. "This is the part where I don't know whether or not to say anything because it is a little embarrassing," he said. He looked into ways to get discharged and admitted to faking an injury, pretending he couldn't walk. Of course, it didn't work, which only lost him more respect with the other recruits and his superiors. On Valentine's Day, 1999, Orton went AWOL, taking a 2-day bus ride home. Unauthorized absence is punishable in the military, but he didn't care. Back in Missouri, he got drunk with friends and spent his time at the bar. Orton's combat instructor reported his absence, and Randy was warned there would be severe consequences if he didn't return. Of course, he didn't return, leading to a court-martial and a 110-day sentence in military prison. 19-year-old Randy Orton sat silently in his military prison cell, his cocky exterior temporarily stripped away. Alone with his thoughts, he reflected on the decisions that had brought him to this low point. He thought about his father and grandfather, both of whom had achieved greatness in the wrestling world, and wondered if he could ever live up to their legacies. The young man had always been confident in his abilities, but now confined and uncertain of his future. That confidence wavered. When the military finally released Orton after just 44 days, he left determined to change his life. Back at home, Orton approached his father with an idea. He wanted to become a professional wrestler, following in the family footsteps. Bob Orton was hesitant, warning his son about the grueling lifestyle of a wrestler. It wasn't just about physical challenges, but also the sacrifices one had to make. Time, away from family, the strain on personal relationships, and the relentless demands of life on the road. But Randy wasn't deterred. Wrestling was in his blood, and he was ready to prove himself. Bob Orton eventually agreed to help his son and used his connections in the industry to get Randy a developmental contract with WWE. In the early days, Orton worked as a referee for a small independent promotion and took on various odd jobs, including night shifts at a gas station. He also began training at WWE's developmental territory, Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW, where he crossed paths with future stars like John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and Batista. Even among such exceptional talent, Orton stood out. His athleticism and natural charisma were undeniable, and WWE officials quickly recognized his potential. When Orton made his WWE debut in 2002, he was touted as the next big thing. His in-ring abilities and good looks made him a fan favorite, and his cocky persona helped him stand out in a crowded roster. However, his rapid ascent came with its challenges. Backstage, Orton's attitude rubbed many of his peers the wrong way. While veterans like Triple H and Ric Flair saw his potential and mentored him, others resented the preferential treatment he seemed to receive. Orton's arrogance and immaturity only fueled the animosity. One of the earliest incidents that highlighted Orton's lack of professionalism involved fellow wrestler Bob Holly. Known for his no-nonsense approach and tough demeanor, Holly had a reputation for testing newcomers by intentionally being rough in the ring. Orton endured Holly's physicality, but harbored a deep dislike for the veteran, whom he later admitted to despising. These tensions were emblematic of the challenges Orton faced in earning the respect of his peers. Despite his backstage issues, Orton's star continued to rise. In 2003, he joined Evolution, a dominant faction led by Triple H and featuring Ric Flair and Batista. The group was instrumental in cementing Orton's status as a future main eventer. As part of Evolution, Orton was positioned as the group's blue-chip prospect, and WWE began pushing him heavily. This sudden rise to prominence caused further friction backstage, as other wrestlers viewed Orton as undeserving of such a high-profile role. Triple H, aware of the jealousy and resentment surrounding Orton, offered him advice. He warned Orton that some wrestlers might intentionally injure him in the ring to take his spot, a common tactic in the competitive world of professional wrestling. Orton took the advice to heart, but struggled to navigate the politics of the locker room. Orton's personal life was equally tumultuous. His good looks and rising fame made him a magnet for female fans, and he quickly gained a reputation as a ladies' man. After shows, Orton was often spotted at hotel bars and nightclubs, charming women and bringing them back to his room. This behavior didn't endear him to his colleagues, many of whom were already irritated by his arrogance. Orton's frequent flings with female fans and colleagues alike added fuel to the fire. One of the most infamous incidents from this period involved Rochelle Lowen, a former WWE diva. Lowen claimed that Orton harassed her and sabotaged her belongings after she failed to recognize him as a WWE superstar. The rumors ranged from Orton defecating in her handbag to destroying her personal items, though the exact details remain disputed. Regardless, the ordeal contributed to Lowen's decision to leave WWE, further tarnishing Orton's reputation. These controversies didn't seem to faze WWE management, who continued to see Orton as a valuable asset. In 2004, Orton achieved a career milestone by winning the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam, becoming the youngest world champion in WWE history at just 24 years old. This accomplishment solidified his status as a top-tier talent, but it also brought new challenges. As champion, Orton was expected to lead by example, but his backstage behavior often contradicted that expectation. Orton's temper and impulsiveness remained a problem. On one occasion, he reportedly trashed a hotel room during a WWE European tour, causing $50,000 worth of damage. The incident was swept under the rug, but it highlighted Orton's struggles with anger management. WWE eventually required Orton to attend an anger management program, though its effectiveness was questionable. Despite these setbacks, Orton continued to excel in the ring. His natural talent and smooth in-ring style earned him praise from fans and colleagues alike. Orton's ability to adapt and innovate made him one of the most reliable performers on the roster. His signature move, the RKO, became a cultural phenomenon, further cementing his place in WWE history. As Orton matured, he began to reflect on his past behavior. In interviews, he acknowledged his mistakes and expressed a desire to be a better person. He credited his wife, Kim, and their children with helping him find stability and purpose outside of wrestling. While Orton's early years were marked by controversy and conflict, his later career demonstrated growth and resilience. In recent years, Orton has embraced his role as a veteran and mentor, offering guidance to younger wrestlers. His experience and wisdom have made him a respected figure in the locker room, a stark contrast to the brash and arrogant rookie who once alienated his peers. Orton's journey from troubled youth to wrestling legend is a testament to his perseverance and ability to learn from his mistakes. Orton's legacy in WWE is undeniable. With multiple world championships and iconic moments to his name, he has left an indelible mark on the industry. Fans continue to chant for the RKO, and Orton's impact on wrestling will be felt for generations to come. While his early career was fraught with challenges, Randy Orton ultimately proved that redemption is possible, even in the high-stakes world of professional wrestling. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update.